of the day. Harry's still in control of the kitchen up here.
Just about.
He's just about. Been a little bit of, I am still the executive. No. We're doing, well, Harry is doing, I'm not. Harry is going to do the UK Harvest store-covered fish cakes for our final demo. So, Harry, Mike, take it away.
Thank you very much.
You have got a photographer that he's with us, right?
That's all right.
Sounds like evidence.
So this dish with our store-covered fish cakes. We'll use tuna today. You can use any tin fish and a mixture as well. Would be really tasty. I think some mackerel or sardines as well. Maybe even some tin salmon. Be really lovely with it. But today we're just doing all the produce in this dish is sort of the things you have left over at home. Your potatoes, if you've done a roast dinner, you brought a bag of potatoes. There's way too many, as always. They just sit there, going wrinkly and soft. This is a great way to utilise them before that happens. So to start with, what am I gonna do? Maybe I'll get our wedges on to start with. So we're gonna serve it with some sweet potato wedges. So just a sweet potato, really easy, simple, wedged up.
It's a great alternative to chips. Much healthier for you. Really quick and easy to do. Just wedge them up, a little bit of oil, a little bit of salt and pepper, possibly some rosemary, some thyme, but still gives you that kind of feeling of having that kind of naughty treat with much more kind of health benefits and less oil and less fat and less carbs. Sorry, Harry, I had to jump in.
Yeah, no, that's not a problem at all. That's fine. So let me find a tray. Where have I put my tray?
Which tray?
Let's take this one.
Let's take that one.
I'll put those in there for a second.
What have you not shown?
That's all right. Or repurchase another one. Which is what today's all about, really. So yeah. So I'm going to season these up. Thank you.
I'll leave them to it again. If anybody wants recipes, they are there.
So, put a little blood on there, please, Mike.
Yeah.
We're going to add a little bit of Cajun seasoning, spice it up a little bit, a tiny bit of heat there. I'm going to steal some of the lovely fresh thyme that the harvest stall over there we've repurposed. And if there's still any there, I would recommend
No, they've done.
they've gone.
It's pretty. Well, they're here, but they've cleared the stall pretty well this morning over there. So it looks like they've got some chocolates left and some bottles of water.
Yeah,
so
same. If you saw it this morning, it was absolutely perfect. So that's good to see it's all been used and utilised. So, right, those wedges are in, and they should be probably 10-15 minutes. I imagine we'll turn them about halfway through, just to make sure they're crisp on both sides.
I reckon that's wishful thinking in that after chef, but we'll find out.
Maybe. Let's see. So my pants on. Ready for my fish cakes in a second. Right. So let's start with the potatoes. I have cheated a little bit, just so we're not waiting
No,
around.
he hasn't cheated. He's just
Waiting around too long.
instead of boiling the potatoes, he's baked the potatoes. You get the same effect, but if you empty them out, they're fluffed about, you get a lot less moisture in your potatoes. It makes the best mash is made by baking potatoes. Pardon?
Oh,
Was that?
no.
No? What?
I'm Italian.
Pardon?
Italian.
Italian.
Best mate.
What's the best?
She's Italian, so they bought it. So stop.
When you make gnocchi, you normally bake the potatoes and then peel it out and then make the gnocchi that way to keep it dry.
Yeah, so it's the same process. You don't want to end up with a sloppy fish cake that's going to be sort of exploding or almost melting in the pan. You want to retain its shape. So just scoop them out. Is it quite hot? So you'd have to bake them for just with a little bit of salt, a little bit of oil, and they'll probably take sort of an hour or so in a moderate oven. I'd let them cool for 5 or 10 minutes, and otherwise you're just struggling, you're going to burn your hands.
And it's the same way you could make potato skins, so you're kind of halfway there, but you could also turn this recipe into tuna, cheese and sweet corn potato skins and cut out the middleman and the breadcrumbs.
Yeah, so you could load the skins back up, make the same mix, and fill your potatoes back up. And that way you can even incorporate a little bit of butter to this dish as well. I'm not going to do that because, like I said earlier, you're going to end up with quite wet fish cakes that aren't going to retain their shape. So I'm going to give that a quick mash. Normally I would use a potato ricer. Unfortunately, we don't have one today. So they're quite a rustic dish anyway. So this works quite well. Yeah, get some in mind. And to that mix, I'm just going to quickly chop some spring onions. Very quickly. So I'll add those to our mix. We're going to add our tuna. So I've used about 500 grams of potato in the pan, so you're probably going to need to cook, I'll say probably about 700-800 grams of potatoes for this.
Yeah,
Probably that amount. So there's our tuna added, a little bit more seasoning, a little bit of pepper as well, and last two things, a little bit of sweet corn that I'm sure we all have a tin of hanging around in the cupboard that we can find, and a little bit of grated cheese.